I'm gonna tell you every woman's fantasy. Every woman wants to believe that she is a man's salvation, his redemption arc, that every shitty thing he did to every girl before her wasn't actually the result of who he was, it was the result of who she was. And I have seen extremely street smart, extremely intelligent women fall for this fantasy. I wouldn't assume that I would be immune to it either, probably if I was younger. Or God knows, probably even now. He cheated because she was cold. He ghosted because she must have been too intense. He abused because she had no boundaries. She wasn't as deep, she wasn't as soft, she wasn't as spiritual, she wasn't as patient, she wasn't as intelligent, she wasn't as pretty, she wasn't as special, she wasn't me. So, she didn't see him as deeply as I do, and therefore, I could never be her. And we don't just do this with relational abuse or mistreatment. We do this with all types of harms that come to women from men. We say, well, she was out at that time of the night. She must have definitely led him on. She was too much of this and not enough of that. But me, that could never be me. I know exactly where she went wrong and therefore deserved dehumanization. But I am different. And I am again not pointing fingers, I have done this too. Very subconsciously, in a very subtle way, all of us do this. Because you know what the alternative is? The alternative is to believe that it is actually about him. What he did is actually about him, and therefore, there is no particular way of being that can protect you from being abused or abandoned or harmed. The alternative is feeling unsafe every moment, everywhere, for the rest of your life. So, we choose to build fantasies to feel safe for our own self preservation. We convince ourselves that we are well within the lines that women must not cross anyways, and therefore we are not at risk of mistreatment. We don't just stop at that actually. Women in abusive relationships many a times go as far as to silence or discredit other women when they speak about injustice. And don't fool yourselves. Women of all social classes, all economic and educational backgrounds, and all cultures do this in a bid to self preserve. In fact, a jury entirely consisting of women is often believed to be more likely to be biased against a victim of assault if the victim is a woman herself. You want allegiance with power in a world where you essentially feel powerless at all times. And it's not just women, men sell us this fantasy too. They also sell this fantasy to themselves. They aren't predators, they are just confused. They have just lost faith in life. They just need guidance, they just need empathy. Because shame is so much more expensive than blaming a woman because she hadn't proved her worth enough to deserve to be treated as a human being. Especially in a world which isn't demanding accountability out of you, anyways. A very romantic idea. You are chosen. You are the one. So what if you are chosen by a person who doesn't have half your integrity, doesn't have half your intelligence, doesn't have half your empathy? It's a man after all, and he chose you. It's the fulfillment of a romantic ideal women are so brainwashed into believing. So, yes, you do change him by killing parts of your personality that made you whole, but for a while, until one of you gets tired of performing. As they say, A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. But a lie is still a lie.